marathonjourney.com v4.34, and I'm here with a special edition in San Luis Obispo, California, on the grounds of the Madonna Inn for the San Luis Obispo Marathon to be run tomorrow. We just got here. We're taking a walk around the Expo, which is in a tent on the grounds right outside of the Madonna Inn. Let's go take a look. And wonder of wonders, my favorite trainer right behind me, all the way from Orlando to San Luis Obispo before I found another Expo with ellipticos. So kudos to the San Luis Obispo Marathon for having elliptico here in the Expo. If you haven't tried one, find one, get on it. It's the best cross trainer for running on the planet, bar none. Well, that does it for a rather blustery Expo here at San Luis Obispo. Tomorrow we're supposed to have fewer clouds, a little bit of sun, but the same wind, maybe a little bit more. That's going to make things a little bit interesting as far as dressing, because we're talking mid-40s for the start and around 70 now for the finish. Of course, that comes from a weather prognosticator, and we know how well they do, especially around marathon time. So we're going to go out, we're going to drive the course because we looked at the elevation chart and it looks a little uglier than we're used to, so we're going to drive it. We're going to go out and find our bus stop because we have to take a bus to the start. We're going to go eat, find our hotel room, rest up for the day, and get ready for tomorrow morning, where we'll see you at the start line of the San Luis Obispo Marathon. Welcome to 4 a.m. in San Luis Obispo as we walk to the buses with the start of the San Luis Obispo Marathon. Pretty nice setup here. We've got nice parking. I'm not going to look forward to walking uphill if I have to do that to get back to the car. We'll see how that goes. We'll see you a little closer to the start line. Well, it's 4:32 and we are here in the start area. This is a 6 a.m. start, and we were the second bus. And not exactly crowded, we were full. So I don't know why we're here so early, but we are. We're going to have to find a place to kind of hunker down and rest and stay for a while until we drop our bags off and start here in about an hour and a half. Warming tip number 1, find a generator. 9 minutes to the start. They're walking us up to the start line out of the corrals right now. We're about to hit the course here in San Luis Obispo. A little chilly. Updated weather forecast is there.
You guys can go ahead and drop the ropes.
66 for the finish. Not too bad. See a little bit closer to that start line.
Over 800 people are running in a team today. Thanks all of you guys for coming out. The weather is perfect. As you can see, we made a request to get rid of the rain so you would have really clean streets and perfectly clear weather.
Well, we're trying to stay warm for the start of the San Luis Obispo Marathon. It's a little windy, and it's going to be windier when we get out on the course. So, packing in here, trying to make our own wind break. I think we have that luxury after we get out on the course. Run out. Crossing our fingers. Yeah, they're on the race course.
Gentlemen and ladies, on your mark, get set, go!
The Fremont Theater. And of course the namesake, Mission San Luis Obispo, 1772. Pretty old building. Just a little bit more downhill as we go through the downtown areas. And we hit mile 1. something that you don't normally see at a race, lion dancers. The inquisitive lion. For some reason this morning, I am not registering on radar. .6 miles and we're making the turn that makes the big long stretch out to the wineries and the turnaround point at about the half marathon point. So a while to go on this route. Into those hills. You better enjoy the downhill, because the uphill is brutal. Okay, we've topped past the 7-mile mark and we left all the half marathoners to turn around. We're heading downhill for once, which is nice. And we're just coming up on the hand cycle who's heading up the hill for the finish. Good job, keep cranking. Lots of land out here if you want to come be a grape rancher. Really gets redundant after a while. This is the Edna Valley. This is a welcome sight, the turnaround. This is as far away as we go. We come back by a different route, but it's good to know that we're not going to go any farther out. All right, a little bit after the turnaround, we get diverted off the road we were on, and we go on the vineyard loop, which kind of takes us around to all the really cool vineyards. And luckily, a lot of it's been downhill, and there's been a little more shade because, man, I am toast after all these hills. My legs are just killing me. So it's good to have some downhill, and even better to have some shade, because out on the other road there was nothing. But there are houses up here that obviously let you know how the other half lives. For those of you who are old enough to remember, think Falcon Crest times over there, over there, over there, over there, over there, just all over this valley. See you a little bit farther down the race course. Remember when I said that it was nice having some downhill? Well, this is payback. I don't know if you can hear me over the wind. Mile 15.5, we finally caught another downhill. We're going down into the valley, but headwind like crazy. It almost counteracts the downhill because you're running into this really stiff wind. See you a little bit farther down the race course. Past mile 19, and the wind died down just a little bit, so that makes it a little more comfortable, or a little less uncomfortable bucking that headwind. But right now, probably well, it won't be the first time. This is the second time, I think, that I have kind of looked at my situation and looked at what time was left and said, there's a possibility I might DNF. Now, this one isn't for time. I'm pretty darn sure I'm very easily underneath the time limit, but it's just whether or not I can keep going. And that's one of the One of the conversations I guess I'm going to have with myself coming up is I'm really good out to 10 miles. I'm pretty good out to the half marathon distance, and then, you know, somewhere in my body just is falling apart. I have, for those of you who don't know or don't remember from previous shows or videos, I have tendonitis in both of my Achilles tendons, and I have a bone spur in the heel of my feet that protrudes into the Achilles tendon. So it's kind of like having a little claw in there going all the time. And most of the time, that's one of those things you can kind of grin and bear it and grit your teeth and keep going. But recently, that has really been something that's nagging. And when I was ramping up for this marathon, my Achilles in my right calf felt like somebody had plunged a knife into it, and up in my right in the calf area, and it wouldn't go away. And finally, after some regimens of Celebrex, I got it kind of calmed down and got it livable in order to get here. And I was kind of okay until we hit those hills. And I'll tell you, if you have any weak link in your legs, when you hit the hills, it will remind you. And so it did. So it was about mile 14 when I sent my wife on her merry way. Said, "You set the timer and go. I can't run uphill anymore because there's just too much pain." And what do I tell people? When you have pain, stop. When you have discomfort, that's something different. But pain, stop. So I'm having pain in my Achilles tendon when I run uphill. So I'm not running uphill anymore. And then my bone spurs in both of my heels are just right now absolutely just feel like they're digging in. So we have, 7 miles to go, and I think we're going to make it. If the pain gets to the point where it's extremely acute, I'll stop and see if a rest will help, or if I need to think about getting a sag wagon to take me in. But I do, this is marathon number 20. I want to make sure that I give it my best shot and all that, but I want to live to run another day. So that's a decision we're going to have to make. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see you a little farther down the race course. We're heading about towards mile 22 and a half. Had stopped back there and talked to one of the medics, let him know what was going on in case they find me curled up in the fetal position on the side of the course. So got some encouraging words. We are soldiering on. This is the San Luis Obispo Marathon, the slow marathon. I'm bringing it in slower than anybody. See you a little farther down the race course. Alright, we're on the rail trail, or the trail that runs next to the railroad. This is a paved trail. So we have bikes, walkers, and you name it out here. They're all going faster than I am, but we are at almost 23 and a half, so we're just going to push a little harder and make it. I'm sure my wife is already in and probably wondering where I'm at, so
we'll get there as quick as we can. There was a rolling closure throughout the course, and we were impacted a little bit by it. They were picking up water tables, and you know how that goes if you've ever run towards the back of the pack. But generally, fairly good job of keeping water stations open. Now early on, the water and fluid was great. It was cold, it was beautiful, and as some of you who may run towards the back of the pack know, as you get to the later water tables, the water gets a little warm and almost unpalatable sometimes. So we do the best we can. Try not to drink as much in the last 5K. And right now I'm a little nauseous anyways from the pain. But we're getting there, so see you a little bit farther down the race course. Just when you thought you were out of the hills, you have to climb the ramps of this bridge so you can go over the train tracks. But they assure me that it's all downhill from here. Of course, that's what the guy at mile 20 said. See you a little bit farther down the race course. All right, 1.11 miles to go unless something totally seizes up between now and there. I got this one. Of course, we're going to have to take a look at what we're doing, rest up and heal in the meantime, but at least this is going to be marathon number 20. It's going to be in the books. So about a mile to go. How bad can it be, right? And I'm well under time. I've got 26 minutes to go the next mile. So piece of cake. See you a little bit closer to that finish line. It's going to look really good. And you know what? I want a Coke. Here's a scary proposition. We're going on the freeway on-ramp. They give you one more big uphill and then you get a downhill into the finish. This is a very, very nice sight. Now, mind you, this was full of cars. We're parked clear up there, so I hope there's a shuttle or something that takes us up there, but we're almost there. Well, a little ways to go. We crossed that finish line. I can actually read the banner from here, and we get an MRI. Oh, should get a CAT scan. But that'll be marathon number 20. Didn't know that we would make it. There were several times and we said, not really sure about it, but we put our nose down, gritted our teeth, and here we are. So we're going to make that last push to the finish line. See you on the other side. One of the things they have here in their runners area, finish area, beer garden area is a City of San Luis Obispo transit bus that they have as a Wi-Fi hotspot, and also a place that you can kind of get out of the wind, which you probably heard way too much of out there on the course. But we got it done. We made it in official time, so that's a good thing. But we have some physical problems we're going to have to deal with my Achilles acting up again and my bone spurs acting up again. So we'll figure out what we're going to do there. I think the only thing that we officially have on the books is Utah Valley Marathon, and that's going to be a while from now. So we'll have to see what we can do, whether we need to rest up and train back up, or whether we can just kind of bump it down a little bit and let it heal. So we'll let you know how that goes. But we put one foot in front of the other, made relentless forward progress, and we made it. Not the last one in. I made it and got the medal to prove it. Marathon number 20 in the books. How about you? Are you training for a marathon, half marathon, 10K, 5K, turkey trot, whatever? Well, you won't be able to make it to the finish line unless you train, and that won't happen unless you open up that door put one foot in front of the other. And if you do that, I'll be seeing you out there on the race course.